Okay, so today is a little different schedule for this series than usual, where I had to switch it with my Tuesday episode because normally I do it on Monday, but it just wasn't working. I was getting like a black screen glitch, so this is like my other setup. So my mic might be a little different for these episodes. I think the only other time I played Magic here was when I did that little permadeath game gauntlet, like where I played Hearthstone until I lose a game, and I lost like the first game. Then I played this till I lose a game. Then I lost the first game. Then I played chess till I lose a game, and I think I also lost the first game in that. So whatever. It was just to display that you can do like a little fun. That's the format that I like sometimes. Is play a series of games and play each one until you lose. But that was kind of a short session anyway, so I guess it worked out to serve the purpose of showing that. So we're continuing with black and red. And I almost have an urge to do another draft, but how long is it going to be till the next expansion? It must be a while. This makes it seem like, oh, the expansion ends in 13 days, but that can't be, right? Because it just came out, I thought. It literally like a month ago or something that I did the draft, so I don't know what that means. There'll be like another mastery, or what is this, just like a mini expansion or some shit? But the main thing that I want to see here is just... We'll keep doing this for a little bit longer, and then eventually we'll split these decks into two. But I have been enjoying this. It's basically like black has a lot of the spells in there that are going to be related to cuckery, as I call it. Just, they take 5 damage, the painful quandary and stuff like that, where, it's just stuff to try to stop you from being able to play things or discard stuff. That's mainly what my presence of black is here. And then I have the ability to... Did I even change my category? I don't even know. I might not have, actually. Oh, are you serious? I won't even bother doing the title. Like, who cares? I don't have time for this shit. But basically, it's a case where... fuck, the title won't make any sense. Or let me just do it. But the point is that black is going to be mostly to do with that. In fact, I might not even hardly have any black minions in there. I guess I sort of... Where is it? I usually put them in a text document. Yeah. Red has a chance to usurp black is my favorite color because, again, or second favorite color, obviously, because magic is, green is my number one thing that I like. So the point is that, we'll go back to playing green next expansion, and that'll probably correlate with me trying to, obviously, ladder for real, and we'll make like some sort of permanent challenge about it, I bet. So we'll make our little winding road back to green. After, we played it for the majority of the playthrough, right? So, like, from the end of 22 when I started playing this till, like, the end of maybe 23, I played it almost exclusively. And then maybe some point after that, now I decided to... Or maybe it wasn't for that long. It was just, like, at the end of last expansion, or at the end of the expansion before last, I decided, okay, I'll start playing blue and white. And then this expansion, I'm doing red and obviously black. And so at the end of all that... we'll just circle back and do green again. So the one thing I kind of want just for the meme of it is the Balrog, because that's the famous line. He fell to shadow and flame. So like what better represents shadow and flame than maybe I should just do this before I forget, but I only have one dinky orb. Maybe I'll just wait. Yeah, what would happen if I don't spend it? Would he give me like a last chance if I log in again? Or so the one good thing about like if I log in after that, each mastery pass lasts about 3 months. Now, I swear that this mastery pass doesn't actually correlate with the expansion because this just came out like a month ago. I'm pretty fucking positive. But it's a case where, yeah, we're able to actually use this in Historic, which is unusual for me. And the reason why is because, normally I would play Timeless and people would even tell me not to, but it makes sense here. Or it just sort of fell in my lap. When I went to make the deck, I wasn't trying to make it Historic, but it just so happened to work out that way. Somehow. Right? I don't know exactly how it could be that coincidental. I wasn't... Unless I accidentally had the filter on to only show Historic cards. Like if I made the deck under that category, but I don't think I did that. Yeah, I don't mind red, but I feel like the dragons are a little bit overrated in terms of their values. In particular... relying on all the other effects to make them good, right? It doesn't mean you can't make a deck or make a good mechanic out of it, but it means like you shouldn't have to work so hard to do it. Right? It's like what people say about the knight in chess. Like, oh, haha, you have to you have to, make a closed position or use it yourself in a better way. Like, it's a user error issue. So, it's my fault that dragons aren't good, or I should build a deck around them. But for a lot of other things, I don't have to build a deck around it. Like with green, I could just have a 5-mana 10/10 in there, and there you go. You don't need to build around to get that effect. I guess the only thing you'd have to do is just have a lot of green lands in there, as in, obviously, just commit to green that hard, I suppose. So I can easily counter flying, given what I have here. But no, this card is actually very good. That'll keep giving you a fresh supply of dragons. The one thing I tend to not really have, among many things in my decks, is I often don't have the ability to actually... I'm surprised you can even do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How is that enough? Oh, because you'll, like, sack the guy, too. Or I have to sack it even for that, too. This is an important turn where you should probably do something. I mean, that is a pretty good thing. I'll do it. Cannot be completed due to unplayable cost. But then why are you letting me do it? Why are you letting me play it if I attempt to play it like that? I just want the game to fucking do everything for me. That's pretty unlucky that you wouldn't get a dragon, considering how many dragons we have in there. Unfortunately, we'll lose that guy, but it's okay. Yeah, my biggest problem in these games is I don't play them long enough. So even if I was to go on a good streak or try to do something, right, I simply wouldn't have time. I'm going to have that problem now in PvZ because I'm trying to, this is the month where I have to get to rank 50, which I really am afraid that I won't have enough time to do. Even in a casual game, casual fucking mobile game like that. So, it's a little bit unfortunate, but... Come on, bro. Discard 2 cards is okay, and I could try to hit that, but... And then the act of doing that, you would also get to get a whole bunch of treasure tokens, so it would be kind of worth it. If you decide to... What do you even get that from that again? You get like a fairy that deals 2 damage. I'm fine with that too. Create treasure tokens, exile top 2 cards. So that's going to make it so I can actually play... It's going to make it so I can actually play something of substance here, which... Again, 7 mana 4/4 is not exactly what I want. And I don't care about all the other effects. Like, I don't care about haste and all this nonsense. Right, so it'll be because of all these stupid ass... It'll be because of all these stupid things with respect to the, Again, other effects. Like, flying is all I really care about. Even some of the dragons don't even have flying at all. So you could do this and you could hit that right now, which I think I will actually do. Right, you won't be able to block it. You're already out of stuff in your hand. What is this interaction that, like, it's letting him do when there's nothing he can do? There's no card he has. Like, why? Why is there even that delay? That's like in Yu-Gi-Oh! Where, oh, would you like to trigger a trap card that it asks you, like, after every fucking move in some of the games. Right, because you theoretically could do it at various points. So every phase it's got to ask you. So if the game stops bugging out, he must have something he supposedly can do, but I don't get it. I would do that just to be able to, get whatever this fairy thing is. I haven't really had the opportunity to do that much so far. Exile it. Okay. Prickle fairies. At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, if that player has 2 or fewer cards, it deals 2 damage to them. Which, again, you can't really guarantee that's going to happen. Right? It might be the case now, but... Yeah, I typically don't have much removal. I don't have much card draw. I don't have much cycling through my deck. I don't have typically a win condition. It's all just more so in the context of... whatever you have here with... just minions and trying to play on the board and things of that nature, which I enjoy, but I shouldn't be so insular minded with that either. Just because I like to do that doesn't mean I don't do other things or haven't done other things in the past. So this is still not a very good board that I have. You certainly wouldn't want to do that. In fact, this card almost doesn't fit with the whole dynamic of black that we're trying to do here because it gives them way too much shit. That thing is now indestructible, which I can't really do anything about, so... even the card that they do draw, they're going to have to deal with that as a result. So you can go here, and we'll have the little damage from the fairy. You can keep trying to block these. You could even kill it, which is a little bit annoying. But I couldn't have done anything about that anyway. You'll do 2 there, which is not really that big of a deal. Now you'll have to make a decision with that, which could be that you're taking damage as well. Wow, you'd really be willing to do that. That's actually surprising. Haven't been this annoyed by a Rosie since Rosie O'Donnell. Rosie Cotton of South Lane. I don't have enough land to actually play anything too significant though, because, well, but see, they've got too much value. They're still gonna win, even though it seems incomprehensible. Or you know what, I fucked up. No, maybe I couldn't have done it last turn, but I can do it now, where I can just attack you with that, but now you're gonna heal. That's one of my big weaknesses too. It's like, they're somehow outvaluing me with a fucking empty hand. Like, what the fuck, dude? That's why they were so cocky to take the 5 damage. That is incredible, dude. Choose a creature, sacrifice an enchantment. Well, I don't even get it. Okay, I will have to block some stuff here, or I won't even really be able to do anything, obviously. Alright. This is one of those win condition-ass things. Like, it's too much fucking value that you're getting here. And it really is... It rings true as being sort of unfun, in the sense that... I don't know. But this is still historic as opposed to timeless. But it gets to a point where you feel like... You know, you're in a position of a little bloated sort of situation. You don't want it to be this much over the top. I don't know. Sometimes you want like a minimalistic element where you're kind of like, you know, I want to see the earlier stage of the game, which is why I'm going to play Magic Online after that challenge I do. The, whatever, we'll try to get to rank 50 with green. And so, whatever, it'll be almost the end of this series. So this series would have gone on for basically 2 years. The PvZ Heroes one, surprisingly, would have gone on for about a year. You know, so we're trying to do a finale of those almost back to back, and then we'll decide what I want to do. I could do Magic Online in the place of this. You know, the one that's kind of a little more old school. And I could do probably Duelist 2 I might do in the context of the particular, what do you call it? The Friday slot after PvZ Heroes. I think this is an appropriate time to do it. With that one, I was almost just waiting for fucking Bad Moon Rising to come up again before I decided to try to do it. So it'll be a very high stakes format. See, this is the kind of unique thing that I always do. Regardless of my ability or lack thereof in doing these things, I close the format and do the challenge. Like, so I'll have 1 month, obviously, because that's how these seasons work. I always say that it would be nice for a casual state that like I'm in now, that it'd be nice if it lasted the whole season, like the ranking system, but it's a case where I would have a month to get to rank 50, and it's my first time ever really doing it because I haven't played enough, even if I wanted to. So get to 1 month to get to rank 50, otherwise I have to delete my account, my whole collection, etc. in PvZ Heroes, and then I'll do the same thing here. I have a month to get to rank 50, probably playing mostly green or really whatever I want, but in this I have to get to Mythic rather for the first time, and again, it'd be my first time really trying because I never really have time. So that is going to be very strenuous. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it. The only thing I do outside of my normal schedule, like every day I have a category that I do, so it's only once a week for each of these things. I'd have to do it where sometimes I have extra time, so I'll play like chess as an extra session, even though I only play it on Tuesday technically. You know, I'll fit it in here and there, so I'll have to do the same thing with these categories. So that whole chess obsession is almost priming me for being able to do stuff like this, because otherwise there's no way I could do it in the course of 1 week, you know, once a week, especially with those sessions not being super long either. You know, I'll keep it even though I don't like it because no, I can't tell whether that last game was the best case scenario for him or the worst case. It seemed more like the worst case, where his hand was sort of dried out and his board wasn't that impressive. So, you know, I don't like how people perceive sometimes card games in the sense of the zero-sum way. Like, anybody can just build like the best deck, and like, well, I guess with a free-to-play collection you might have limits, but why is it being so slow? Or it's just this guy, because he was doing that last game too. You know, where it seemed like, oh, he had an interaction. Yeah, I love this. I've been getting triggered by this in the last couple episodes too. Like, I don't like to quit out or anything, but you're gonna sit here and just waste both of our times like they're a bot or something. So yeah, I love the value of a card like this. I don't mind the discard, right? As additional cost to play this for the same value. 3 mana, 5/5. You have to pay 5 life or something. I'd be fine with that too, right? I don't mind because I like this value, but you also wouldn't have to do that with like green or something. I always will say that. So the problem is I don't have the adequate black here to do it. It makes me think like my game is frozen or bugged out, but I don't think it is. It's just right, like you would think it wouldn't be if my stream is fine, right? It can't be my internet. Nope, it's actually just this dude like roping on turn 1 in Hearthstone or something. Like, what are you doing, bro? Yeah, the emotes aren't really that fun in this game, where they have the amount of detail and effort they put into them in Hearthstone is actually pretty admirable. Like, you know, sure, they'll charge you money for it the way that, I don't know to what extent they actually do that here. I feel like they are for money, but since I've been doing a free-to-play playthrough, I haven't really paid attention, but you can do it kind of either way, whereas Hearthstone maybe will force you to buy with only money most of the time. But no, even for like the hero cards, like Uther, Deathbringer, Uther, or whatever, like, you know, it is very good because you get to hear all the voice lines and everything. There's almost a fetishistic one for Frostlit Jaina that's like a fanfic. That whole, you know, all the Death Knight heroes were basically fanfic type cards. What if Jaina became a Death Knight or a Frostlit, like Kel'Thuzad? It never actually happens, but they're just, you know, the Hearthstone became a fanfic game with that. But no, then she says like, bow to your queen as her threat, and it's like, that's the kind of thing people would actually like. What is she, Pokimane or something? Like, people are really, you know, down bad for stuff like that in this day and age. Intangible Virtue. Creature tokens you get +1/+1 have vigilance. This thing is okay. You can discard something. Actually kind of a tough decision. Like, maybe that thing, because most of the other stuff I can play with respect to having the black for it already. Or, I mean, I'm going to have black and red, so it's just a matter if I need one more. Okay. The Battle of Bywater. Destroy all creatures power 3 or greater. So the whole treasure token thing from this is akin to the whole identity with dragons. Like, oh, they all are poor value and poorly statted, although this guy isn't, but he's mythic. But like, or mythic legendary as well. But the fact is that, what do you call it? They all have these little token gestures that would allow you to basically 3 damage to target creature. This is pretty handy, I guess. Vigilance, lifelink, vigilance, lifelink, flying, vigilance, lifelink. That's cute and all, but is it really worth it? Because he could easily kill my Sarkhan now, so I really played a 4-cost card just to do 3 damage once and to tank a little bit of damage. But yeah, all the dragons have a concession, like, oh, they have this other effect that makes it worth it, that they're so inefficient, or they give you, they reduce the cost of other dragons, right? The little 2-mana whelp, or the other whatever. I don't know the names of all these things, but the one that you can sacrifice to get 2 mana this turn and stuff like that. So basically I already just fucking lose, and I don't understand it at all. But like, how is this happening? Wait, they don't even give a shit about that, which is kind of a mistake, even though I'm obviously gonna get destroyed anyway. Menace, when it enters, each opponent sacrifices a non-token creature or planeswalker. And then we can also destroy another one. It's not actually that bad for now, but the problem being the flying aspect. Or maybe I even destroyed the wrong one there. Exile it, return to the battlefield, transform on its own or control. Activate only as a sorcery, only if opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard. We're not even close to that. So this one I don't really want to... Okay. So... Oh, I'm just dead anyway. So no, I maybe should have destroyed the flying thing with that, so then I could have blocked some, you know, blocked the other one that I destroyed. So whatever, their deck was at least decent, but this is historic, so you can't really complain that, oh, you should play Timeless, you should play Timeless. Yeah, I like how little the current expansion also matters to me, because I always just kind of do my own thing, but so much of the game is still so fresh to me. That's why I don't like people's cynical attitude on it sometimes with respect to, you know, oh, you should just do this, like, meta thing or something. I don't know. It just leaves a bad taste because, like, I don't want it to be so bloated like that. Like, oh, I'm summoning 1,000,000 tokens and I'm doing 1,000,000 different things. It's like, I want to do something more organic that doesn't feel so contrived, right? Like, there's too many of these over-the-top things, win conditions and decks and mechanics, which can be fun too, but I don't know, I almost feel bad about doing it, even as a free-to-play player, even as a relatively new player, right? I still feel bad about it, because you just want to have the base experience of, like, okay, let's see what the game is like, instead of let's see what the current expansion or mechanic is like, when it's misrepresents it a little bit. Like for Yu-Gi-Oh, as a fan of Yu-Gi-Oh, obviously, that I played a fair amount back in the day, I would never say go and do synchro summoning as a first-time player. Like, that ruins the whole thing. No, go back and play some of the old school stuff, and then if you want to work your way forward to that, that's different, but it feels like kind of very disingenuous. Yeah, see this guy as well. Oh yeah, that's what I kind of wanted to do. Maybe I'll do it next episode. I'll make it where I decide to have multiple well, I don't have enough cards to craft with, though, so I guess I can't do that. Like, I'll have multiple copies of the same thing in there. So I'd have, like, 4 of these, and I'd have, like, 4 of the other guy who makes you discard a card to whatever. Right, I haven't had too much trouble with lands with this deck the way that I sometimes do. Little Dwayne the Rock clown thing that I got myself for whatever, 5,000 gems probably. Alright, so we have double black would be what we need, but I don't need it for that. So I am gonna have to discard a card, but again, the assumption is you're leaving a 7/6 around, and so why would you, you know, you'd be willing to live with that. I actually got value from this in one game, but it's just so easy to get rid of. I wish it was like an enchantment or something instead of a minion, but then it would cost more. Discard a card. I'm probably not going to get value from it, frankly, so I don't care. Now we're going to have to start discarding land just to do that, or the real way to play around it is just don't have anything in your hand, so then you don't have to do it. Or it would be like... it would be like... you know, it would get destroyed. Like, you must discard a card, otherwise it doesn't stay around, but that's not even how it works. But now I don't mind as much, but I have to decide what I want. I mean, this, again, you're probably just not going to get a chance to even play it, so I don't care. You do this, you do that, you should just do everything. Target opponent discards 2 cards, reveal their hand. I don't know what they're going to be using well enough to make that decision. Right, that's like an anti-meta type of thing. Oh, you know this is their win condition card, etc., etc. People have a way of making games so much less fun by doing that. Like, oh, let's just metagame and min-max it to death and then complain how the meta is stale. Even though it would be so much more interesting and take you forever to figure out if you decided to basically... I don't even care if he trades into that, although that effect is really good. I'm surprised you'd let me do that when I'm clearly starved on cards. See, they just weren't able to deal with that stupid ass thing. Why do you get to do it twice? Oh, whenever a creature does it. But then why could... oh, okay, I get it. Right, like this gold rank player in historic best of 3 isn't able to deal with a 7-6 apparently ever. Now they'll do a million tokens and just win because of that. Right, just fuck up the board. I've never really played a deck that has many tokens in it. Right, I kind of dislike that mechanic in a way too, because this game doesn't have a limit to the board space. That can be a little abusive at times. What you have is a simple ability to discard that. You get Turgor's Lantern. Sometimes it's okay just to play it as a minion, though. Like, maybe here I need the board presence. Whenever opponent sacrifices a non-token, discards a card, you put the card graveyard on the battlefield. Yeah, I've almost never played it like that. They won't be able to kill me, will they? Like, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They won't be able to kill that, and you have a lot of pressure to place on you here still. You'll still get to draw from that as well, although it's a little bit risky, I guess. Although you'll just have to discard that anyway, but... yeah, this might be one of the only times I've ever played her like that, and it's not for the effect, it was just for more so for the board presence itself. So I do like the whole thing of making them discard cards. I just think sometimes it's so expensive and you're going so far out of your way that it's not really even worth it that much. When an opponent sacrifices non-token permanent discards a card, you may put that from the graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. Enters tap, sacrifice it. Get a 4/4 with flying. That's okay with me, and then they have so much shit now that it becomes difficult to do anything. You have to block it with 2 things. Maybe I should just wait a little bit and rely on the flying, or do something with this. This is kind of what planeswalkers are good for. You have 2 armies locked in battle. This is like the Magic the Gathering RP interpretation, right? You have 2 armies locked in battle, like your sets of minions fighting each other, basically. Even though they're not fighting, they're setting up for formation, right? A contest between 2 masters is decided instantly. Like, it's more about the setup and the formation than anything else. But then, while that's happening, the 2 planeswalkers who are like the commanders or whatever, fuck off, are kind of building up some strategy, and then once they get to the point of that, they can obviously do it. What does this do? Deals combat damage to player. I don't even know what it's doing. Discard X. Oh, okay. I think I'm just dead. I mean, I don't get it, but I don't really want to pay life. So if I can block, like let's say those 4, so then they'll hit me for like 5. So I would just win on the fucking basis of the flying, but now I'm not going to because they have way too much shit to block with. These fucking token things, man, come on. That was such a straightforward type of win. So I just need some face damage to have here. I think I'm just dead no matter what I do. Bro literally thinks he's me with this stupid ass. So if I attacked with everything, I wouldn't have won. And even now, I'm not going to win because... or maybe I can still survive it. So I take 7. And then I take like maybe 10 and I can block everything else. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now I won't even win because of that either. Like, I don't have very much direct damage that I can do. Maybe a planeswalker will have that. But other than that, I'm actually just going to lose. Like, it's amazing how easily this sort of thing can beat me. There's got to be a... yeah, like burn down the house. Maybe I'll put that in here. It's like a... but it seems more fitting to use a black spell AoE type thing. Whereas red is meant to be more... but I guess that's not really true because... sacrifice it. Up to 1 target creature you don't control gets -2/-2. Create 2/1/1 tokens. Activate only a sorcery. That might help to level the playing field a little bit, but they have 10 here, so that alone is going to kill me. This fucking thing, man. Whenever you cast an elf spell, you get a 1/1 token. The whole thing is that what do you call it? Like, oh, I should only have minions as red, so they're all dragons, but that's not even true. And then I should have something else, like, I mean, that would win you the game in terms of the you would think they've won. Like, I can't block everything. I'm fucking dead. If you attack with everything, I lose the game right now. And if you don't, then I, you know, mathematically I'm dead, because you have 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, or maybe I'm wrong. But it would be really close anyway. In fact, without those stupid tokens that I sort of wiped from you, right, you might actually lose. So they can't deal with flying. Typical green player. Fucking primitive clown living in the jungle who's never seen a bird before. Like, that's gonna fucking kill you. Yeah, this card almost contradicts, but you know, that was almost the theme to it that I wanted to go for. Like, every minion is red, and it's a dragon in this deck, so that represents red. So my only red cards are... Okay, you should be able to survive this, though. 3, 3, 1. This is good. This is good. Right, I don't see how you can possibly win with this, and then obviously the Dragon Mage is going to win me the game. Although that was pretty close anyway. Right, the flying alone is what's gonna get you. It just doesn't matter. Like, that's your one weakness. Super effective. Flying is super effective on grass types in Pokemon, which I think is actually true to imply, I think both grass and bug, to imply that, oh, they're swooping down and just whatever. Some of them don't entirely make sense, though. Like, I don't know. I can't remember. I did a whole discussion on it once. Like, some of them are sort of contradictory or something. Like, flying makes sense that it's good on water, because, like, oh, it's a fish. You're like scooping up a fish from the ocean or something. You would think flying would have an advantage against most things, though, because, you know, you have the high ground and they can't do anything about it. So that was at least a weird game that I'm surprised I even won that, but we got to be aware of the stupid ass tokens. I guess I typically do like 3 best of 3s in these sessions because of how short they are. And I don't like the fact that I had to do it today sort of off schedule, but okay, I'll take a chance, but this guy I never get to play, and he's not very good value. 7 mana, 5/5, kind of average dragon bullshit cost. You have a 3 cost 4/4, which itself is phenomenal value for, you know, for what we're dealing with here. 5 mana, 5/5, amazing value. You know, 5 mana, 4/4 with flying. That in itself is good, but obviously it sticks around. I haven't really gotten to have a Planeswalker stick around for all that long, though, in doing all this. Let's just go ahead and do that. Or wait, it's 4, but it... Okay, never mind. We get a dragon value from this. We have to end the game kind of quickly. All my decks sort of devolve into being aggro anyway, like even the green one. Oh no, it's mid-range. It's supposed to be something like that, but then, oh, it turns into, because it's not good enough, right? I guess with the new Galta, I could fucking take it to another level, but... Flying Trample, whenever it attacks, create a treasure token. See, this is just like one of those power creep type of things, though. It's like, oh, you know, Flying Trample and 4/4 and the other effect, like, it's just too much. So that's not normally how dragons work in the game, but this is just satisfying on a basic curve level. You make a token, you do that, and you'll go face with both of those, and then you get to do this one, discard a card, yes, indestructible, or I could do this too, make a 4/4. Each Planeswalker becomes a 4/4 as well. I can just bully you with the flying yet again, regardless of whatever tokens and shit you do. They don't seem to have very much removal either. You could do a Master's Rebuke shit with that, and it counts as the Death Touch. It's always a fun interaction. First Strike. that confused the shit out of me in the tutorial. In fact, I don't think I still fully understand exactly how it works. Let's just try to push the flying thing as much as we can. I don't care even if you destroy this. Like, you're literally just dead anyway. Right, like you're already so fucking low. Create a treasure token, and then between this and that next turn, you'll be able to do whatever you want. So that's a pretty good effect to sort of balance out some of the stuff that makes me discard cards, or just in general. That's my only source of card draw, generation, anything. So bro just literally lost to flying. Just the fact that I have flying in my deck and they just don't. Like, there's nothing they can do. It makes my deck seem better than what it actually is. That first game was always so close and intense though. Bronze tier 1. Okay, so let's do one more best of 3, I guess. This piece of art is always so shitty. This is one of my worst channel arts. It looks like something you make in clip art or whatever, like in school, right? Some little fucking text comic shit. But basically, it still gets across the point that I like green so much. And so that was at a time where I wanted like some channel arts for some of these categories at least. And it's worth it to the commitment of even making that low quality thing, because if I've been going to be playing this for so long, and it doesn't just represent this, it could represent any version of Magic too, or possibly other things too that just involve, you know, it's very unrelated to Magic really. That one's okay, but I have to hope that I get a little bit more land. And so, but yeah, imagine celebrating a 4-mana 4/4. Wow, what a great thing. Right now you would have to give that up, so you're summoning that just as pure fodder for and to be fair, as much as I, you know, okay, what am I doing? Go here. The whole automated aspect does make this pretty enjoyable if you're playing the game for the first time, because it would be very confusing to try to figure it out otherwise. That's why I wanted to play Warcraft TCG. Like, there's a site where you can kind of play any card game and just use the card images basically, right? It's like a fan-made type of thing, but the problem with it is the simple fact that you're able to see they all give you treasure tokens as some sort of consolation that, oh, dragons suck. Now, won't I just get it back then? Like, what'll happen? Every time it attacks, you get a thing, right? So you should get 2 treasure tokens. Wait, what? Wait, but it attacked twice, so what do you mean? That should have kind of... I'm confused. One thing this doesn't have actually is a backlog either. You would think it should, like where it shows you the last recent plays that were made in like a little section there on the side. Deal 3 damage to a thing. What are the other effects again? I forget. Oh yeah, Shivander. I always like that effect. Like, oh, it's going to give me infinite value. Whereas I normally don't have that sort of thing, but... Sacrifice a treasure, sure. We'll go ahead and do this. You have the simple ability to just try to finish them off quickly. 3 damage to target creature. Dragon, cards in your hand cost 1 less to cast. But no, like if the game dragged out, I could keep doing the Shivan Dragon and it's fine. Right, that or like the 1/1 stupid thing that gives you extra shit for being a land, for having like 6 lands or something. But that one's just hard to protect. People rarely destroy planeswalkers with a card that says it. They usually just do it. They usually just do it with minions themselves, and I'm not very good often about protecting them that way. Get another Shivan Dragon, although I can't even afford to fucking play them. Make fodder even just for that. I'm probably not going to ever get to the point of using that. But no, flying is kind of more so their weakness, so I would love to be able to do that. I just want to see one of those games play out, like where it goes on for like 50 turns and you have to fucking, you know, you get like so much value out of this, assuming they can't get rid of that, which really shouldn't be that difficult to do. Look at all these clowns, though, that I'm beating up on. These are supposed to be the meta gaming tryhards. Not that they necessarily are, but You know, I'm just somebody who doesn't do that. You have this, and you have the ability to, I mean, you can even just do that. No, I like Sarkhan so much, I did that with every single deck. Or, I mean, I made every single version of him. Right, so I have one copy of each Sarkhan. So I'm equal opportunities, even if one I think is better or I like it better. I think that was the effect I originally wanted, though. I saw somebody use it in a game a long time ago, and then I'm like, oh, I want to make it. So then after the game, I crafted Sarkhan. But then I looked up Sarkhan in the collection, but I crafted the wrong Sarkhan because I just sort of saw his name and did it without thinking. And then I realized, oh, there's 4 different Sarkhans. So how was I supposed to know? That's not the actual right one. And then I got pissed and I just wasted like 4 wild cards on it. At least a couple of them are mythic, I think. Right, so it ended up being kind of a waste, but I don't mind because whatever, we didn't use it for a long time anyway. Yeah, like which one would you rather have? Let's compare the black and red value, even though it's not really a function of black. This is more typical of green, like with the dinosaur. Do you want a 3-mana 7/6 with a minor disadvantage, or a 3-mana 2/2? Like, what the fuck, dude? Whenever you activate an ability of a Sarkhan Planeswalker, deal 1 damage to any target. Oh yeah, that's totally worth 5 and 4 and statting. Right, like what the fuck, dude? Oh, the fact that it's flying is so valuable. Revealed cards, that thing. Okay, go like this. But like a lot of the things that would be meta considerations don't really matter to me because, you know what I mean? Like, I'm playing on curve, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. There's nothing I can do, so fuck it. Right? It won't really make any difference. I like beating up on these green decks, though, after I've been beat up on so much. Oh, I still can't even do it. But no, this effect is very good, but again, who's to say they couldn't just remove it? I'm pretty sure this deck doesn't really have any duplicates in there, right? It's meant to be like one of each thing that you're doing. But how? Oh, because now, okay, now I get cucked again. The fact that it isn't red, so no matter how much you reduce the cost by, it'll always be... Wait. Oh, so it can't get reduced beyond the color thing? Like, I know it can't get reduced beyond 0, but the 2 should have gone down to 1, I guess. It only does it... I don't know. It only does the raw number, I guess, so you'll always have to pay the colors. But no, this has been a pretty fun thing to do. So this is a 2 cost. But again, I don't have the fucking red, so it actually fucks me over. Yeah, actually, I haven't gotten to the point before, I don't think, where I've seen that. So it's not about the cost anymore, it's about the color. Like, you can't reduce it beyond that, apparently. Discard a card. I don't even like that one because it makes me do it too. So fucking annoying. I can't do anything. With respect to, you know, I just don't have the red. You have all these juicy dragons just laying in wait. This costs 1 less to cast. Exile the top 2 cards of your opponent's library face down. You may look at the cards and play those cards as long as they remain exiled. I guess I could have tried to use it like that, but it doesn't feel really necessary. Legendary creature God. Trample. Deepest Growth. Whenever it deals combination to a player, reveal that many cards in your library. You may put a creature card, land card from them onto the battlefield. Put the rest on the bottom of the library in random order. When it dies, return to the battlefield, tapped on transform under owner's control. But hopefully it won't get to the point where we have to do that because it should just be over, although I'm not entirely sure. Discard a card. I don't know if I've even gotten the chance to play that clown yet. Oh, we're getting fucking fucked, dude. Holy shit. Just do something. I don't even care what it is, dude. Beginning of each player's end step, if it's untapped, that player draws an additional card. What are you gonna do? Just trade into it? That'd be fine with me. Or that's not even very good. Oh no, it's Death Touch anyway. Wait, what? Beginning of each player's draw step, if Howling Mine is untapped. Oh, okay. Wait, but how am I even tapping it? Right, there's no effect that you can do on it, so you'd have to do it through some other means. I don't even care about that, so you're pretty much dead. Imagine having the balls to do that when you, well, I guess for the effect, but it is, you're not really seriously gonna win this, are you? Flying, when it enters the battlefield, each opponent discards a card. I'm not in the greatest spot, but again, flying can really throw these people off. So if I just get next turn, I could just win. Not really the greatest thing. I just played it without even looking at what it was because I got fucking pissed by how much I'm getting cucked. Like, how I can't play anything, so I'm just like, fuck it. So we didn't get cucked on the amount of land, but we got cucked on the color of the land. Discover 4. Well, you better discover something good because you're about to die. But that is incredible that it took that long to actually do that. Isn't that like the wrong thing to destroy because? Oh, because it's an artifact because these aren't. None of this is gonna save you. Or maybe the effect from that is going to, but it would do it anyway, even if I decided to. Reveal that many cards, put a land card, creature or land among the thing. Apparently you don't have anything with reach or, oh, no. Oh, no. Because now you have 1 extra health. Flying for strike. Uh-oh, I think I'm dead. Sacrifice enchantment. No way, I'm actually gonna lose that. No fucking way, bro. I would do 4, now it's not enough because of that one little dinky piece of healing. Ah, yes, of course, the deck that makes you want to discard stuff is gonna instead let you fucking double draw every turn. Which is obviously, that's not even my card, but... I'm still not dead, though, because I can block... No, I will be dead because of trample. Or I won't be dead, well... No, I'm dead because they have double trample. Let's see if they're smart enough to figure it out. Or maybe not, because you'll have the first strike, but it won't matter because you'll take at least 1 from one of them, and then you'll take... I don't fucking know. And now they've healed way too much. Bro, I'm down to 3. Like, you should easily be able to do this. Look at the math in this guy's fucking brain. If it wasn't for trample, then you wouldn't be able to do it because you would... Okay. We got cucked so hard on the whole thing. Or actually now it's not a big deal because of the simple fact that... But I can't possibly win, that's the thing. Bullshit, it's all because of this stupid ass healing. Or wait, why didn't that trample then? Because... I just don't see the mathematical path for me being able to do this when you have Convulse, Flying Haste doesn't really matter. You gotta summon like multiple things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have like 7. So you go like this, go like this. And so can I hang on for dear life because they have 5 with the trample I can deal with, 1, 2, and 3, which I can block at least 2 of them. So I just have to flood the board with stuff here. I don't really understand. They could have easily won if they just attacked with everything the last turn, right? Like mathematically, they would have had that. They gotta improve the bot AI in this game, assuming that's even what it is. Bro, can you please hurry the fuck up though? Like, come on. There might be a time clock when it comes to the hourglass thing, but there's not when it comes to the actual game, right? Like an overall game clock, the way that Pokemon had or something. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I won't even lose mine, so why do you keep even doing that? Right, that's kind of stupid. The Painful Quandary is cute, but I don't know if I want it right now. That's a 6/7. I like that. Discard a card, or I should, you know what? I should sacrifice the permanent that is going to be this stupid ass Howling Mine thing that I didn't mean to do. Or I didn't know what it was exactly. 4 damage to target creature or target player or planeswalker. That was the problem. What are the other ones? Search for library deals 1 damage to each opponent. Oh yeah, that could be good. Right, so you get rid of some of those little weenie things, and I'll still play sort of safe here, but it's not going to take much for them to kill me. But this is a suitably epic final game here, if they can't figure it out. But the amount of healing they did was kind of disgusting. So if we can get that to 9, that would be good. Search for library for any number of dragon creatures, put them on the battlefield and shuffle. But this thing has been god level value just with his inability to do it. Oh shit. Lost to a fucking tree. I mean, there's no trample or anything, so that's fine. As long as I can just keep summoning minions, I'm okay with it. You have like 7 land, 8 lands, I can play, I don't know. If 1 or more +1/+1 counters, you should probably be able to do these two together here, but I'm never going to have enough mana to actually do it with respect to target player or planeswalker. If only it was like target creature or planeswalker, or maybe you could buff this up like to an extreme degree and just maybe I could, well, it wouldn't have been quite enough probably, but like you can buff this an infinite amount with your fucking thing. They can make like an 10 attack flying thing plus this, which they can't block any of them. So actually, oh shit, I kind of want to win because of this effect though, I guess. But no, I might have had lethal on account of this clown fucking dragon whelp. So you could be talking about that, or you could be talking about this guy. This guy is like the whelp of the dragon, basically. Or he's called a dragon whelp because he's associated with dragons, but the real whelp is that guy. You can easily block that. Which, I don't know what I really want to block it with. Maybe that. If it had... Wait. Oh, no. I didn't realize he was attacking with both. Wait, so I have 9 plus... I'm so confused right now. They can't block the flying stuff, so I mathematically should be able to win if I do this, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe this effect I underestimated. Or no, it's only red though. It's only red. I fucked up because I could have easily done the Sarkhan thing. 8, 12, 17, so I can't quite do it. You would think just with the raw amount that I'm attacking with though, if I attack with everything, I can't imagine why that wouldn't work. Because you're going to get in a certain amount of damage anyway. You're getting in 12, 17, so you only have to get in 4, but now I'm going to not be able to, and I'm actually going to lose the game. No way. What? I don't understand that math really, but okay. I had the Sarkhan effect, like I didn't, whatever. I just waste my fucking time. I can still win the next one. I could have easily just not done anything. At least this clown doesn't sideboard or waste too much time outside of that. Alright, just end this clown quickly. I've had enough of them. I'll keep it anyway, but yeah, I've gotten cucked on the colors more so than on the lands themselves. Like if I, you know, I always have enough land, but not the right kind of land necessarily. So that effect is very unlikely to come into play though, because, you know, getting 6 like that is pretty unlikely. And of course, we're not going to get the right color yet again. It's fucking annoying. Why I don't like hybrid decks, because... so that's why they reward you. Like, oh, if you play as only green, you get rewarded by having, you know, 5 green for whatever. It should also be when he deals damage to you, you also get a 5/5 because of how fucking unlikely that shit should be. But I like these ongoing sort of permanent value type effects, but there's no guarantee that you really even get to do that. They're not really doing anything so far. No, as good as this game is overall, it has like a sort of underwhelming presentation to it. Or you know what? Since you're not really doing a whole lot to his face anyway, but now it'll come down to, oh, if I had done that 3 damage, I would have won the game. He'll be at 3 health the whole time. They're not doing anything, though. They might have gotten cucked on land themselves, which I'm fine with. You really didn't deserve to win that last one anyway, so I'm fine with that. Oh, you can do this too. Fuck it. Go ahead, do 2 cards. It's fine with me. We can bust this shit open, and then we can obviously start beating away, although my hand is sort of already burnt out, so if you have an AoE, then I'm kind of fucked. You know, forget about having AoEs as green. I didn't even have removal as green. We get the one that if they have 2 or less cards in their hand, I deal damage to them. This one is what? When it enters, each opponent discards a card. For each opponent who can't, you gain 4 life. I'm sort of over-committing when it comes to the particular... What the fuck are they doing? They almost felt bad about winning that last one. Or they're just saving up for their AoE, and I'm over-committing on the board like a total clown, but it's good enough to me. You sometimes don't even notice that there's like people and shit going on around down there. Right, like they look like little ants. Okay, that was good. So I beat a couple reasonably high-ranked players, considering, you know, some of these matchups are a little bonkers. Like, oh, you'll play a gold player even though you're bronze yourself or something. Aw, shit. You know, it almost makes me want to do... We could do a best of 1 just to do that. Just somehow we didn't do the daily quest adequately. Historic, ranked, best of 1 with that. Okay, fine. Just to indulge that. I'm surprised that in playing... How could I play like multiple best of 3s and still not have completed that? That seems bizarre. If you cast a card that isn't actually in your hand, you'll see a version of it that you can drag out to cast. But yeah, there's a bit of a problem with the matchmaking when it comes to this kind of mode, where you play people who are much higher or lower than you. Well, typically not lower, because I'm already bottom of the fucking barrel all the time whenever I play. All these chess players who played this game, technically. Right, that's where I met at least some of them. In fact, most people that I know who are my regular viewers are from chess. Bro, I'm trying to complete a daily quest here. Like, I don't even care about... I'll literally concede out, even though I don't... Like, dude. Are you serious with this fucking slow-paced brain of the people who play this game? You're playing a bronze and fucking historic. Just... Why is everybody like this in the game, man? What kind of god-level strategy are you coming up with? Or they're like me, like RPing out a whole scenario and everything. So it's unfortunate because we lose the whole thing. With respect to the, we don't have the red that we need so badly. I always say that's not a big deal either. Oh, the red and, you know, the 2 colors are sort of interchangeable because the majority of it is like, you know, oh, you need 5 for something and then only 5 if anything, and then only 1 or 2 of the other color. Bro, they're just doing it on purpose to troll me, but I don't know why exactly. Like, what is this? It must just be bot behavior. But even then, bots don't typically behave like this. I mean, I'll literally concede out, but maybe I'll just win quickly. As long as I get to play like a couple cards, I can do the... I think I only needed like one of each. One black and one red, probably. Do you have... Okay, that's always good. You can use it to get the dragon effect here. Let's actually bait him with the 1/1 because you're going to be inclined to block the 3/2, but maybe you won't then, and then I'll get another use of it. That's actually kind of unlikely and annoying too whenever I don't get an effect from that. A dragon from it. That's pretty much all I have in this deck are dragons. It's really dumb of you to leave that around though, so he fell sort of for the bait. Not like that fucking beetle was going to do much for me anyway. Plant druid. Come on, hurry up, man. God damn it. Fucking, what does he think he's doing? Alright, you can discard a couple things here. Just rely on 2 basic land cards, reveal them on the battlefield. Okay, here we'll get potentially a dragon, but what I almost need more so are lands because I don't have anything I can actually play. Just the contrast in the value of some of these is insane though, when it's like a mythic. These are kind of on par with each other because they both suck. Even if the Convoke is okay with this. Again, Convoke is an effect that I always made fun of as green because all my minions that I would be tapping for the mana to convoke them would be giving me mana anyway. Right, all the caratids and stuff. Bro is so slow. I'm trying to reduce your options so you take less time with respect to the fucking thing. The, you know, you're trying to reduce... Okay. He only has one card in his hand, but yet he's still taking so fucking long. Like, how is that even possible? This can be really annoying. Whenever a land you control enters, you get a 1/1 token. If you control 6 or more, create a token that's a copy of itself, which can be really dangerous, but there's not much you can really do about it. What do we have here? Just some more flying shit I could do, or... Everything is kind of just stupid. I could use that to then play this, I guess, assuming I even really want to. Or, I don't know why it lets me do that then, if... Let's do it from that. Or, I don't even understand. I don't care. Why does it keep letting me do stuff that I can't do, though? I don't even care. Like, I don't even care if I win this one or not. I just want to be able to actually play something, period. Holy shit, bro. They sit there for 10 minutes. They could actually win just with the simple... If a creature would deal combat damage to it, prevent it, and put a +1/+1 instead. Wait, what? What do you mean? So it's just immune to creatures? What the fuck am I supposed to do with it then? That's actually a pretty cool effect. Well, let it be for now. I don't know exactly what to do here. Because the land situation is kind of pissing me off. Of course, it comes down to the red aspect more than anything else. So I'm not exactly sure what I can do here. Yeah, I typically like best of 3, so it kind of mitigates some of the stuff that you feel like, oh, it's RNG or this or that, because it's related to just the idea of, bro just wants to waste my fucking time right now. Like, I don't care, man. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't need that necessarily anymore. That's never going to come into play because I'm not going to have enough land for it anyway. Okay, I think more than likely I'm going to lose, so... I hate this fucking... Why they gotta be like that, man? This is only 2, but I can't even do it, can I? Alright, whatever. See you tomorrow. I hate to do it, but whatever. We should have done the daily quest at least from that. It's just unbelievable how slow people can be when it's not that complicated or competitive of a fucking game.